Right. Can you guys hear? Oh, just can hear? Hello? Okay. So the mic. So the mic. Right. So the hoping that the internet is not safe. Okay. Let's see. Let's listen. Some
Well, Cuphead and his pal Mugman, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came upon Devil's Game, and gosh, they paid the price. Paid the price. And now they're fighting for their lives on a mission fraught with dread. And it's
All right. You can see I have like some sort of drawing table. Honestly, it's not quite necessary, but I have tables, so I was thinking like why not use them, right? It's also easier for me to record my progress this way rather than like completely flat on the table. It's actually elevated, so it's kind of like pretty nice for people who actually draws traditionally. So yeah, the first one will be one point perspective. So 1 point perspective. Uh, yeah, we're going to start. Ideally, I need to have something that I can keep. Let me see if I can find one. Okay, it's a small thing. Ideally, you kind of want to do this in A3 paper. Doesn't matter. You just use like a normal photocopy paper. Doesn't matter. As long as you can do the assignments. I mean, it's pretty convenient. I mean, it's like this is almost like a drafting paper. So this like purpose made for making accurate drafting, kind of like a cheat. But I mean, if you have the tools, why not use them, right? Why give yourself a handicap when you can have an advantage? Yeah. All right. Uh, for this assignment, you can actually use whatever method you want. Like if you have this drafting table, that will be good. That's no problem as well. Uh, what really matters is that you're gonna wanna do the final cues itself in on pen and on pen. So doesn't matter. Make sure you follow the line. And cute. So make sure you're following the correct point. Because sometimes you're gonna see like double lines, right? Like you can see here, there's like double line going on top and bottom. And I see that the top actually doesn't quite it doesn't quite end in the right the right line. Like, yeah, it's not a true horizontal. It's a little bit slanted. I feel like. So you want to commit, just decide wherever. Actually, I think so you put the dot there. Commit to that point. You have to be accurate. Please make this as accurate as possible. So if it's more comfortable for you, I don't want to put your pencil there first, and then you make the line. Make the line. See, what's important about this this assignment, right? Is that especially like specifically this 1 point perspective, that you want your vertical line and horizontal line completely vertical. You know that means like it's gonna be parallel to the edge of the paper, and so does the horizontal line have to be like accurate according like, to the edge of the paper. It has to be parallel. It has. I mean that's just how it is. Cool. Like if you don't have anything like this setup that I have, you can just do it the do it the slow way. Like you make the measurements. Like okay, uh, this is like how many centimeters? So you see, okay, this is 12.7. So you want to have this is 12.7 as well, and so on. Yeah, like it's 12.7 here, 12.7 here, same distance. Then that means it's parallel. I mean, this is simple math, but yeah, I'm trying to explain to you that if like you're just a complete beginner. You have this tool, this kind of tool, it'll be good for you. When it comes to perspective practices like this, you really want to like believe in the formula. You know? Don't don't trust your gut feeling. Trust the formula, man. I mean, this thing is already established by mathematicians. You know? So this is all based on science, and yeah, so when things gets closer to the horizon, it's actually harder and harder to like make things accurate. I can show you just for an example. It's actually like it gets really tricky with the accuracy. See this? When you want to make a horizontal line, let's see. Like this line, you almost join together. That's why it's hard. Like as you go up to the horizon, or you go down to the horizon, like when you pull the line to the vanishing point, the lines get very close together, and that becomes like a very tricky to get like an accurate look. You know what I mean? Like if your aim is to be as accurate looking as possible, putting your line near to the horizon is probably like a very a very tricky thing to do. You know, it's just making your life difficult for no reason. I feel like. See, like you thought that it connects there, right? But it's really hard to see. Maybe it's here. Maybe yeah. Don't do that. This is really difficult position. You wanna if you wanna make it like close to the horizon, at least you can like make your life easier. You know, like you just extend the size so that it covers the horizon line. Then it's so much easier. Like so, for example, like if you have if you have a box like this, you know, it's so much easier. Then you only have to like put into you just have to drag like two lines to the vanishing point. You know, make your life easier. So much easier now. If you want the cubes to kind of see through, uh, with think it's better if you have like a much thinner pencil than this one. This one I'm holding is actually 0.9. It's much better for sketches rather than like accurate constructions like these guys. If the people who've already done this, this shit is super boring. But these are the fundamentals that this gonna build. It's gonna build your ability to sketch much faster. You know, it starts with like the emphasis of accuracy, like this sort of expectation that you have for yourself when you're making this. Yeah, this Mikula. 7 more. So it's all the same with the font. It's gonna make your life much easier if you can make it. This assignment's meant to be like, you know, taken pretty chill. I feel like whenever I try to do this sort of stuff, my brain is actually like just autopilot. You know? But it's pretty simple. It's, uh, it's just letting yourself, you know, believe completely, fully, in it. Like you want to believe into the formula. Wonder if- Let's see. Let's see. That reminds me, back when I was doing this in FZD, I had to like use a T ruler. It's basically like a ruler in the shape of a T. It's basically to get that perpendicular 90-degree kind of like edge finder. So yeah, we had to use that for this kind of assignment. Because yeah, sometimes it's you gotta do a lot of these to kind of know like if something is totally perpendicular or if it's slanted a bit or not. Like you gotta do a lot of these to actually detect those kind of stuff. But like as I go, that's why I realized. More and more. I kind of actually recommend you if you want to do this. Recommend you to at least get the rated like maybe 0.5 millimeter lead. It is a bit too thick. As you can see, like there's a lot of I think there's a lot of inaccuracy. I feel like they all converge in one point, but just kind of not exactly at that point. So, but this pencil is all I have. You know, so if you have the mechanical pencil, the thinner ones, That's going to be very useful for you. 5, 5. So there's 10. This is the kind of stuff that I want to see. So this is the construction, right? This is not done yet. Like this first page is not done yet. So I want you to do what I want you to do is put this on top. It's not dark enough. Um, hmm. I think it's easier to actually like just dot in the corner. You get a little bit sleepy. You lose the concentration here. Okay, the dots are indicated. Okay, so as you can see, I have thought through like all the necessary dots. That's gonna like all these dots is gonna form the cubes. So the point of this exercise is also to train your ghosting. Ghosting it goes from A to to train your ghosting. Like if you're used to like the flow, this is also gonna uh, train your confidence. It's more ideal if you're doing this like you know not like how I do it because I'm actually pretty sleepy right now personally. You kind of want to be in your uh, you know focus state. Uh, it's all about the boost. Of course, you can make like fast lines, but you want to be sure that you're going to the right position. Like my friend are probably like doing this like really fast. Like it doesn't matter if it doesn't hit exactly the dot, but what matters is the like the rest of the lines. So the point of this is that like you know oh you can do all these cubes with rulers and everything. You can do these without rulers also. Like so let's say you're really accurate. The point of this exercise is not particularly that. It's more about how confident you are. Because this is gonna translate into like your sketching ability. The more confident you are uh, in your drawing process, the faster the faster you get it. Because in the end of the day, I believe like a lot of it comes down to the mindset. You know? Some people can, some people are really good at this, just with like straight up pen, ruler, pen and pencil or something. But yeah, this is the key to getting the key to getting faster with your sketches. All about memorizing the muscle memory, the feel of your muscle memory. Like this is basically like trying to find trying to get the muscle memory, to this sort of line. To be perfectly frank, uh, during FZD, we are made to like just a ghosting practice, so it's just a bunch of lines. Sounds quite huge. like those the practice of doing ghosting on like lines over lines. Like basically you fill up the whole page. Like basically you fill up the whole page with like just lines. I don't think that's particularly useful. I feel like doing like straight up to cubes and like just getting used to the ghosting is actually more useful, I feel.
It's nice to rest your eyes and maybe go outside. Grab a book and get some air. So, what are you waiting for? Why not take a quick break? Tune the radio. There's chores to do, there's leaves to rake. Strum the old banjo. You can practice your Lindy Hop. And maybe later sing with your barber shop. Why not take a little quick break and come back for more? Or then come back for more. Or please come back for more.
Hmm. Okay. Seems to be like some sort of air bubble or fan range. It's not like I'm trying to make you guys like 3D like 3D application kind of level of accuracy. I just want to just want it to look like, you know, uh, if we pull all these lines, it's not gonna be far off. Because if it's far off, right, like quite far off from the center, it's gonna show actually. It's gonna actually looks weird, like straight up looks weird. So I'm trying to make you guys like avoid that because it can be quite uh, it can be quite troublesome uh, when you're already like work on a lot of these, then you realize like you're following the wrong line. It's actually pretty troublesome to actually fix. Because have you ever like be in a position where you're like painting on a piece, but then you suddenly realize like, hey, this looks kind of weird, you know, like it doesn't the form doesn't look correct. Then when you're actually like trying to like analyze it, then you put it into its basic shape, basic form, then you realize like, oh shit, it's actually following the wrong grid, or like it converges into another like straight up just another vanishing point. That's why it looks weird. Then at that point you're already like on a you're already pretty far off into the project. Then only then you realize that you know you're making a very basic mistake, that you actually ignore it and then you just push through. So it's better to be like as accurate as you possibly can in the beginning, and then as you work on, maybe you can be less and less accurate. But then you know uh, the the things that you do in the beginning is gonna help you like fix that inaccuracy because you're putting it at the very most accurate that you can make. So it gives you like a safety net, you know, like some sort of acceptable threshold of how inaccurate you can be. Like what you do in the beginning basically sets that threshold. So you kind of don't want to skip on that. You know? think when working on paper like this, right, it's better if you have like some sort of tool gonna help you with the neater paper. Because right now it's so big. You can see it's very, very wavy. It's quite big. You want to keep like steady, not steady your hand. Make sure you do a lot of like try to do like a lot of ghosting. So make sure you do a lot of ghosting before you commit. Fine here. Try not to like overcorrect, you know. But sometimes when you just leave it as is, like this, kind of makes people think like, okay, maybe this is the intended result. You know, like it doesn't look very very accurate, but it's there. You know, like the intent is there. Whereas if you overcorrect it, then it looks like I don't know, you're trying to hide something. Like you already like it's almost like saying that you admitted that you made a mistake. You know, exactly like something like this one where I actually try to fix this one. Sometimes it does happen. You know, you just can't help that you want to fix it. Sometimes leaving it as it is, as long as it doesn't stray away too far from the threshold of accuracy, doesn't like it actually like it's actually fine. Just leave it. Like when you're doing the ghosting, you want to like remember, you know, the sensation when you like make the line. Like just remember how it feels, right? Like your pinky, like how it drags, you know, the distance that you make. They just commit. That's how you ghost. It's like as you can see, like you know, I missed it by a few millimeters, but at this point, you know, when the work itself is A3 pages size, you zoom out, it doesn't look very wrong. You know? It still follows. It still follows the general direction, right? Like the perspective is still there because that's the intention. The intention is to make like these perspective drawings. don't have to like quickly, and then you just have to like remember the sensation of your pinky finger dragging through the paper, like the kind of feeling that you have as you ghost your pen, like your the tip of your pen hovering over one point to the other, and you're like trying to lock it down, lock the sensation down, and then there you go. Pretty straight. Like that's actually what we want. It's actually been pretty damn long since I last do this. You know, the last time that I did this when I actually tried to help out May, because May doesn't seem to quite get how ghosting works. So I'm trying to show her that this is how you ghost. It's not like a mindless repetitive motion, and then you just make the line. No, it's not. It's something that you're trying to record in your mind, like the sensation of your pen moving from one point to the other, and then you try to replicate it when you push down the tip of the pen. Push the tip, be straight, right? There we have it. There we have it. 10 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cubes. 1 point perspective. And this is the underdrawing. Okay. If you have a thinner paper, that's great. Use a thinner paper. You want to use tracing paper, that's great. What I care about is that the final gotta be freehand. Yeah. The final has to be freehand. This is so that you can train yourself on doing like a lot of straight lines. It's gonna be really useful when you're actually like do a lot of like straight lines. That's a lot of my like if you look at my Instagram, like of my sketches, like you see a lot of those straight lines. They're all like the result of this practice, just over and over. Like it's not that I do a lot of these boxes, right? But because I specialize in hot surface, I tend to do a lot of like ghostings and then just record the sensation, commit, and yeah. I think for today, the 1 point perspective will have to do first. Yeah. Hopefully, I can do next week. I can do the 2 point perspective and the 3 point perspective. I mean, after all, this whole assignment is on a span of 3 weeks. 3 weeks, So it's just nice. This 1 point perspective, as you can see, it's done within 2 hours for one page, and this is 2 hours because I try to explain to you, right, like how this thing works when you're actually like doing the work itself, right? I'm perfectly sure that you can actually do this faster than 2 hours. You just have to be like very mindful of the lines that you make. That's it. Yeah. Or another way, let's say you want to make it faster, like the underdrawing, you can use ruler to like use a thicker marker, like maybe Posca, Pentel Posca markers or Snowman permanent markers, and you just like draw over this, draw over the boxes, like all these boxes, and then you just overlay like that. I'm quite sure it's gonna be more clear like that. It's gonna be clearer like that. Then you can actually pinpoint the corners, all the corners of the boxes. It should be easier for you because right now, as you can see, like maybe from the camera, just from this DSLR camera, you can't quite see, right? But I can still see it. It's just that it's very, very faint. That's why you can see me like doing, like, I made a mistake. You see, like, okay, there's a dot here. That's actually not the corner. This is the corner, like this one, not this one. And yeah, just do whatever that can actually help your process. It's just that the final one, this one, you want to do it with like just freehand, like dot to dot, dot to dot line, dot to dot line, dot to dot line, and yeah, that will be the first kind of lesson. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, let's say that's lesson. Next week is gonna be 2 point perspective. I'm quite sure that will be also kind of straightforward. It's just you know, one vanishing point here, one vanishing point. Then I'm gonna tell you like how you can actually do 2 point perspective without having the vanishing point in the paper itself. Uh, that is actually pretty simple as well. Like some people are, some people would probably like, oh, just imagine there's a vanishing point here, vanishing point on the other side here on the table. That's not the way. There's actually like a mathematical approach to that. It's almost like it's just a basic trigonometry, like based on ratio and stuff like that. They'll come later, like next week. But for now, this 1 point perspective, uh, you just want to make sure that the front profile of the square is perfectly, I wouldn't say perfectly. It has to at least, follow parallel to the edge of your paper. Like this has to be like straight. This has to be straight. Like this thing has to be straight. You don't want this to actually be slanted. Like the line. Like it's just the rule that the horizontal line have to be parallel to the horizon line or the edge of the paper. Like the edge of the paper, they have to be like parallel. That's just how it is for 1 point perspective. Like there's no asking why, because 1 point perspective only exists when the object itself is facing you, like it faces you. So for example, let me try to find like something like a cube. Hold on. Okay, got this one. So this would be 2 point perspective, right? So you have this line is vanishing to 1 point. This one is also 1 point. Maybe actually this is 3 point. There's also another one here. So bottom, right, and left. But 1 point perspective exists when it's like that. or like let's say this is the horizon line, right? And it goes like that. It goes like that. So that's actually one point perspective. Or let's say it's like that. Hold on. Yeah, like that. You can see that it converges to the front, but not to the bottom. Something like that. You know, like, yeah, you get my point. But yes, uh, one point of perspective only exists on that uh, certain conditions. Other than that, it's like you almost never see you almost never see this happen in real life. Maybe like let's say a scene of a train coming like maybe you're standing on a platform of a train station, then you're like looking at the rail, like the other side of the tunnel. That's one point perspective because the the train that's going towards you, it's like perfectly parallel, right? Like if I were to actually visualize it, like this is the top view. So this is let's say like let's say this is you, right? And you're looking you're looking perfectly like perfectly straight like that, right? And then the train, the face of the train is like that. You know, like this is the train, and this is how this is like the direction that you're facing. You're facing the train like that, and then the train comes like that. The train comes like that. This is how you see this. That's where you're gonna see like it's one point perspective. Like that's the condition for one point perspective. All right. If you guys still have some questions, you can just like DM me or just yeah, just just write down your questions on the Discord. Yeah, it's getting pretty late here for me. Uh, I'm gonna finish this. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you whoever who can come to my stream, and I hope whatever that I'm showing you is actually useful for you. Even though this is like super basic, this is just like a it is kind of like a refresher for me, but for others it can be quite useful, I believe. But yeah, I do believe I do hope that it is actually useful for you guys. So yeah, thanks for coming. Uh, See you guys maybe next week, next weekend. Yeah. All right. See ya.